Instinct Radio or go to instinctradio.net. And now, back to the hottest sounds around. Instinct Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuning into the very best. It's yours truly, Jazzy Fizzle, Fizzle, Fizzle. And this is Instinct Radio, man. Tune in, baby. Oh, boy.
Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid. I'm your host, Shay, middle class matchmaker. And if you don't know me, you can find more information about me at middleclassmatchmaker.com. This is our show, Conversations with Cupid. It's a show dedicated to singles, and typically we have panel discussions for singles. Tonight we have a bachelor and a bachelorette. And if you watched our show this whole month of February, then you already know we've been doing a game called Who Gets the Date. And Charles was actually the audience's pick last week. If you watched the show last week, the audience all wanted our bachelorette last week to choose him. So he's back again, and he will have two bachelorettes to choose from tonight. Our third bachelorette was not able to make it, so we have two. So I will have each of them to introduce themselves, tell us what they want, tell us what you want them to know about you. It's always good to share if you have none of you have kids, so it's always good to share that. Schools that you've attended, what you do for a living, things like that. We'll start with Charles. Have you reintroduce yourself? And then we'll go around the room. Ladies, have you introduce yourselves, and we'll get started. All right.
So I'm Charles Edgar Hampton. I am a PhD student, and I do IT work at Georgia State University. No kids. Am divorced. And I guess that's that.
You have a lot of little things that you do, like hobbies and stuff.
Okay, so I do music. As in I play it, I can write it. I haven't composed anything in a while, though. I'll build computers, I'll build furniture. Just all kinds of interesting stuff. I tend to be quite creative, so I write, and yeah.
And when is your birthday?
July 28th.
And what's your sign?
I'm a Leo.
A Leo. All right. Okay, Summer, if you can introduce yourself.
I'm goofy. My name is Summer. I'm an auditor by day. By night, I write. I have a website called Book Lovers Anonymous. It's an online book club. Feel free to join us. Go to the website. And also on Facebook, Book Lovers, one word, Anonymous. We're reading The Shack this month, and we're discussing it this
I love
Saturday.
The Shack. Yes.
It was a good book.
Yes, it really is.
What were the other questions? I'm a Cancer, July 6th.
No children, never been married.
No children, never been married. Jesus is good.
And Kelly, okay.
Okay, my name is Kelly. I guess everybody out there knows me as Brick House. That's right.
Work.
I'm originally from Atlanta, right around the corner.
Around the corner, really?
Yeah, around the corner, really.
Oh, from Vine City?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Grew up here my whole life. Zone 4. So, I'm into music. I play 5 instruments.
5? What instruments do you play?
Violin, clarinet, alto, tenor, and oboe. I actually started my career in college on an oboe scholarship. I save lives, kind of, sort of, maybe. I like to think so. And I've been doing that for four consecutive years. I've done it before. But I've been at my place of employment for 4 consecutive years. I like what I do. It's stressful. Everybody can't do it. I like what I do.
What do you do?
I have the most amazing stories.
Yeah, y'all all have amazing stories of calls that come in. What do you do?
I am a dispatcher, so I get along very well with our police and our firefighters. That's what I do. I talk to them all day long. I'm a Libra. October 17th. I dabble in a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I like doing DIY stuff. I don't build furniture, but I try to rehab it. I like painting. I'm into the art stuff. I just bought me tickets to go see Orchestra Noir, so I'm really excited to get dressed up and go see that. And that's just a little bit.
No kids, never been married.
No kids, never been married. and I'm only child.
And I don't think I got your ages. So how old are you?
I am
You don't know.
5 months into. I'm 5 months into being 36.
Okay. Okay. So you turned 36 5 months ago. Okay.
October 17th.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 36 as well.
And how old are you?
35. I'll be 36 in July.
Okay. All right. So did you you have questions ready for these ladies?
Oh, sure.
All right, and then I'll be jumping in with questions as we go just to keep it going. But really the objective is Charles is just trying to get to know you, and he will decide who he wants to go on a date with. And the audience will also choose. So the way this has worked up until today, the audience always has a choice. And the bachelor or bachelorette may or may not go with that person. It's up to him. He gets the final say whether he will choose Kelly or Summer. I'll also give my opinion of who I think he should choose just based off you guys' compatibility as we're talking tonight. So just relax, have fun, and then the second hour we'll bring up our bachelorette Wanda and her bachelor. So that'll be second hour. So let's get started, Charles.
All right, cool. So, what's the number one characteristic that makes you you? So, like, if I took this away from you, you would no longer be Summer.
I would definitely say my heart. I'm a really compassionate and empathetic person to almost to a fault. I would say that's the one thing where you can always kind of count on me. And I have certain groups of people that I'm specifically very touched by, and it's always children, handicapped, and elderly. It's something about the people who can't necessarily fend for themselves that I feel particularly protective of.
Oh,
I'm so sweet.
I know.
Same for you, Miss Kelly.
Mine would be my personality. My people that know me, they know when something is really bothering me by how I act. Like I said, I'm an only child, so I have to, everything I go through is usually I have to deal with it on my own. I do have my friends that I can go to. And so, like my close friends, they know when, hey, something's not right with Kelly. So,
How would you answer that question, Charles?
Oh, sure. I will say intelligence. I don't think you can be intelligent without also creating something, whether that's creating jobs, creating art or opportunities, or safe spaces for people to talk, or whatever. So yeah, did have a follow-up question regarding the personality thing. So when you say you kind of more talked about people being able to tell, so in other words, like so your mannerisms transparent, or like your face? Some people have that face where you can be like.
I used to have that face. I worked on it, and now it's funny because people say, I can't really tell what you're thinking with your face. But I used to have that face that just gave it away. But I guess it's more like my mannerisms. Okay, like I'm silly, goofy, whatever. And if, I'm just mellow and low key, it's like, okay, wait a minute, that's not her. Like I walk in the room and sing my theme song. It just be the ringtone on my phone. So, that's my personality. I talk to everybody. I don't have a problem with talking to people. So I'll start up a conversation. But if I'm a little bit low key, they're like, okay, wait a minute, something's wrong. What's going on? You okay? This ain't the Kelly we know. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm similar. People will say they see my light has been extinguished. They can tell when I'm not lighting up. So I get that. How do people know something's wrong with you, Summer?
It's on my face.
Use your mic.
Oh, sorry. It's on my face. I'm the one where you will see, is she happy? Is she sad? Is she in a silly mood? Like you will see. It is all right there. So,
how do they know something's wrong with you, Charles?
All right, so I'll normally get quiet, especially if I'm starting to get mad, because I will try to think about it and calm down and get out of my emotions, so I don't do anything crazy or bad. But yeah, no, if I'm happy, I'm gonna be really silly. I'm gonna be really energetic. If I'm sleepy, I'm gonna drive slower. Like it'll be clear.
Like that. Okay. All right. Your next question.
Yeah.
You have it all written down.
I was trying to.
Oh, Ayana says that Summer is INTJ. Is that right, Summer?
Correct.
And do you know your Myers-Briggs score? I know you're an extrovert, so we know that part. So you're probably, who knows what you are, but you're definitely an extrovert, and you know yours.
Mm-hmm.
What are you?
I think it said ENTP or maybe it was ENTJ. I don't know, one of those.
P is perception, and J is judging.
I can't
Okay,
remember.
but
if I might have a screenshot
Okay.
somewhere.
Yeah, no worries. Just asking because Ayana just chimed in that Summer was INTJ.
She is too.
Yeah, you're very
We're
rare.
so rare, but we always seem to find each other. So I like it. Hey,
It's
girl.
funny. Go
Were you
ahead.
gonna say something?
I don't know. I haven't taken that test in I don't know how long. So.
No worries. Go ahead, Charles.
Okay. So, do you have a passport? And if you do, what stamps are on it?
Well, I do have a passport. And actually, I have to re-up my passport. The only two stamps that are on the passport are from Japan and Punta Cana. But this next passport is going to get my first trip. It's going to get Cape Town
Oh, cool.
Oh, really? South Africa?
by
Oh.
way of Paris,
What? Wow.
coming back by way of Amsterdam.
How nice is that? Now, when is that trip? That's a nice trip.
I'm taking that one in.
This summer.
Taking that one this summer.
That's a nice trip.
nice.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm jealous. That's a nice
For
trip.
the brand new passport. For the brand new passport.
Yeah,
so-
you're gonna get it in for that one.
Because I've had my, well, of course, over 10 years because it's expired now. We got it because we were doing a family trip to Japan. I have family in Japan. And that was like my first stamp. And I was like, okay. And then I did not get another stamp until this past summer because I was like, okay, I'm going to do it later. I'm going to do it later. I'm going to do it later. Well, no, we ain't doing it later. We traveling now.
Good.
we traveling now.
In summer?
I also have Punta Cana. Trying to think. I don't think I used it for the Virgin Islands because we did the British, but I think back then you could still get away with just your driver's
Birth
license.
certificate, yeah.
I mean, yeah, your birth certificate. But I am planning on hitting Mexico this summer.
Nice. Have you been anywhere special?
So yeah, I have my passport, and I've been to Punta Cana as well, to Dominican
love
So
Punta
we
Republic,
can
Cana.
all,
Yes.
we can all plan a trip.
It's so beautiful. Yeah.
and I've also been to Costa Rica, so that was cool too.
Cool.
Oh, and my parents did have the exact same trip, minus the Amsterdam.
Cape Town.
Later, yeah, flew to Paris first, spent some days there, went to South Africa, did a safari and some other stuff for I don't know, a week or two, and then flew back to Paris, and then flew home.
And I have a question. How long have your parents been married?
My parents have been married like 50, 51 years.
Are
Something
you
like that.
serious?
Yeah.
51? Wow.
Yeah, they got married when they were like 19, 21 years
Seriously?
old.
Awesome.
Wow. Like, and because honestly, and I'm going to ask you ladies this question as well, but honestly, I find I have a lot of clients whose parents have been married a long time. They find it hard to get married. And I find it so interesting, like, what is it? Because they've seen it growing up. They've gotten the example. They see it at home. But I think my hypothesis is that they only see the good now. They see their parents after 50 years after is different than what they looked like 50 years ago, right? And I feel like they're looking at their end result. They haven't always been like that. They had to get to that place. And I think they're expecting what they see with their parents immediately. When they meet you, okay, you don't look at me the way my daddy looks at my mama. So that's not
Right.
going to work. And it's like your daddy he had to build up to that. And the person you see today isn't the person she married. She had to, that's what I think. It's my hypothesis, but I want to check in with you all on your parents. I just think that's interesting. 51 years. Wow. How does that impact you in dating? Having seen your parents together so long.
That's something I'm trying to correct. Like, I'm a quarter, so like if I decide that, okay, I want to see you, then I'm going to see you. Or like if I get a number, say if I'm interested in somebody. So if I get the number, then I'm going to call them. I might even call them that day or maybe the next day. Now that doesn't mean that I'm going to be like a pest or bug or whatever, but I am going to express interest.
Pursue them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if the only time that person calls me is after I've called them, or if the only time that person messages me is when I message them, then I'll be like, okay, well I guess she's not interested. But yeah, I mean, if something happens, if you need a tire changed or if something breaks, then then I'll be there and take care of it, fix it, do whatever, or support, and even if you're just getting to know somebody, and it's not even at that dating or courting, or if you're not even truly realize I do want to make something with this person, and it's still important to get to know them, see them in their element, see what they're doing, see what they're not doing, and intel. It's all data.
All right.
Okay, so you fix cars, I'm taking you home right now.
He does I'm not trying to, I don't want to oversell him, but when I tell you he does everything, everything. Cooking from scratch, building furniture from scratch, fixing cars, gardening, music, writing, poetry. He writes think pieces on different commentary, social commentary, you name it, he does it. And I was just like, I don't know anybody who's and he's brilliant, intellectually, academically brilliant, and you're very creative.
So
too.
A Renaissance man.
Yes, it just doesn't because most people, if they're that brilliant, they just stay there. He's creative too, he's both, and I haven't met anybody like him before, and so I was really so blown away because I know men who are techie and creative, and that's what they do, but he's that, and he's a musician, and he's an academician.
Oh, so you have a little Libra in you. You're a little balanced with everything.
Yeah, that's definitely something I'm trying to work on. And same thing with, in addition to that, I also work out a lot. So, in high school, I did track and cross country. So, my fastest mile time was 4:24, 2 miles 10:14, and just a few years back, I did a 19-minute 5K. So, I do work out twice a week. The way I work out, though, you wouldn't necessarily tell.
Are you a Jimmy or are you an outside person?
Pardon?
Are you a Jimmy or are you an outside person?
It depends. I'm trying to do less high impact stuff because between all the running and kicking and martial arts stuff and drumming, and I mean, to do cross country you have to do 7 miles a day, so I put a lot of stress on my knees. So I'm trying to back off of that and do more of biking,
and yoga.
Swimming, yoga as well. But I still do enjoy getting, spending some time on the bags because that's just.
Do you have a hard time
cool.
focusing? Do you find yourself kind of all over the place sometimes?
I mean, by definition, my mind is all over the place. So, yeah, but that is another thing I'm working on, which is kind of
I don't mean necessarily mentally.
Not ADD.
Yeah, not like that, but I mean, can you
thinking.
complete a task? Or are you one of the people some people, because they've got so many things going on,
I mean, he's working
they
his
don't
5th degree,
finish.
so he finishes.
It's my 4th, not 5th.
Oh, sorry, 4th. Okay, you have a bachelor's, master's, specialist, and you're working on your PhD.
Yes.
And you're only 35, so I would say he does complete. You know what I mean? Because I know people who start those things and don't finish at all. So.
Yeah, and that's also the point of me taking, working out as much as I do, the way I eat and all of that stuff is like you said, a lot of times you'll see somebody and they'll be good at math, but they're not good at English, or they're super intelligent, but then they don't take care of their bodies, or they'll be, let's say, smart and have money and have that stuff together, but then they're a douchebag or an a-hole.
You have a great personality,
yeah.
and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You don't really usually find I know some smart people, but they have poor social skills, or they're smart but they're not creative. Or they're creative, but they're not smart. I mean, you see people that have one or the other, but honestly, I rarely meet people who have all of it. Yeah, I think that's rare.
And it's not to say I literally have it all together, because, I mean, clearly what she was indicating, or could be indicating, time is a factor in that. So I don't sleep as much as I would like to. Like I said in the previous week, I don't see my family as much as I would like to, or spend as much time with friends, but it's all for a purpose, and that's, again, the importance of me taking care of myself physically, because I have worked a good bit of my life away, and so once I am done and at a good solid space, then it's like, oh, I ain't doing nothing, and now I have the youth and the health with which to enjoy all of what I work to achieve.
And see, that used to be me. Like with the travel thing, was one of the things I was like, oh, I'll do it later. But you just gotta, some stuff you just gotta do now. You just can't wait.
True. And so, like, I'm going zip lining soon, and I signed up for 2 hikes soon. Since I'm done with the classes part of my PhD program, then I started back going mountain biking. And like I said, going back to the gym on a more regular basis. So,
What is your PhD in?
Instructional technology. So it's basically, whether
Said
it's
that
corporate,
like knowing you're gonna have a follow-up of what is this.
Exactly.
I was just like, I just looked until he keeps going. I just looked. Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's corporate training, there's, like, the K-12 education stuff, there's, secondary, or rather post-secondary ed, so colleges are putting, stuff online. There's all kinds of different training. So, anyway, it's basically, however, it's enhancing learning or instruction through the application of technology, as well as the evaluating of it.
Yes,
So
which
making
people
sure it was
don't
effective.
do. We can
Yeah.
talk about that later. All right, so go back with your questions.
Okay, sure.
I know this is gonna be interesting. Like we could just talk in circles, but he has questions. So I wanna.
Yeah, so like I said, that's some of the activities that I am currently involved in is getting more into hiking. Definitely love nature and the outdoors. Riding my bike, whether it's just a few miles to work just to get some extra exercise, or whether that's
You live by
in the
your
middle of
job?
the woods. No, I live in College Park, so I'll take the drive to the MARTA station, and then depending on time, let's say, then I'll either ride my bike or I'll So
So do you be out there on Sundays?
no,
The
I'm not
bikers.
one of those. I cannot stand that. Oh my God, literally.
The bikers.
The biker.
Yes, because I would love to see if a group of black men could come into the white neighborhood and
They just ride bikes.
right,
And,
and
like,
hang up
8 o'clock
traffic
in the morning, then
while people trying to go to
down
church.
Main Street.
Yeah, you should try it. All right, go back to your question.
So yeah, the question is, so what do you all do as far as physical activity, working out, whatever?
So I go to the gym 3 to 4 days a week. I work on it. Every morning I do yoga. I've started, it's been maybe 2 months, I do the stand-up desk at work. So I try to stand all day. Is that me?
No, it's me. It's my neighbor.
So that's it. I do weights at least twice a week. I try to run 2 miles at least twice a week. So that's usually my 4 off and on.
I get up out of bed. I go to the shower. I get dressed, I go to the car, and I go to work. I'm not as active as I used to be. Okay, so I used to work with the city of Atlanta, PD, and so I was on a very rigorous regimen of exercise. I'm not a gym person, really. So if I like the stuff I do, I like to run. Well, no, I don't like to run. I run because running is easy. All you got to do is move your feet. If you ain't running, you can walk. So I'll my rendition of running, because it ain't that cute. I'll run. I like to ride my bike. We've done the bike and walk thing that they have when they shut the streets down around Atlanta. The last one we did was when we walked from Underground to, well, we only walked to the Fox and back, but they shut down like all of Peachtree, so you can walk down it and see stuff. So I walk, bike. My favorite thing is I really still need to find is I need a monster tire truck, so you can flip it over. I like doing that. Like that's what I was asking. Were you a gym person or were you outside? Because I like outside stuff.
You seem to like outside things, and you like the gym.
I'm sort of the same way. I know some people with runner's knee and etc. So I'm always like the treadmill is better, even though it's not softer impact on your
Yeah,
joints.
yeah.
and
My whole
stuff,
thing is I
so.
just need the scenery. Like I just need to see some more stuff besides people in the gym.
I hear you.
So like when I
Some of
was
these gyms
running,
are like clubs.
yeah, the
Like
cults.
people, they're like, and people live in them. But there are people who like,
Post up.
yes, they're there like 4 or 5 hours. But then it's like a club. Like when you see them come out, they're all like fit.
And-
Everybody, it's like a party up in that place. It's
I
like
do. I was a scuba diver in high school, and I swim, so I like that.
swimming is good exercise.
That's the only reason I want to join LA Fitness is because they have the swim.
They have a nice
classes.
pool. Yeah,
That's it. That's the only thing. But I like. Well, they're not weird anymore. Like everybody's doing them now. So like I've done the pole aerobics before. I did yoga in college. My next thing is I want to do aerial.
the
I wanna do
aerial,
the aerial
rope
classes.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
All
be at the
right.
circus. I'm like, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna be swinging from my hair.
All right. What makes you tick?
Can you be more specific?
So, like, what motivates you and drives you to do whatever you do in your life? So, not necessarily the auditing thing, but
Oh no.
But-
no.
You don't wake up like I want to audit.
No. I've always had a specific gift or talent for math and science, so I've always kind of worked in those fields. I did finance for a while, and I've done accounting, and now more audit.
Your MBA is in finance.
It's in finance. But I would say my passion more lies in, like currently I volunteer with Literacy Action, which is a program that works with mostly adults, teaching them how to read. I teach an ESOL class, English as a Second Language, once a week. That kind of thing really, I would say I'm very passionate about words and expressing myself and teaching others to do the same. I love to read. I love to write. I'm writing a book in addition to my website, which I'm kind of growing in different areas. So those are the things that really get me. I'm very technically proficient, but my passion is definitely more on the creative side. And I like money.
And you're good with managing money.
Oh, yes, I'm very good.
Now, I was going to say, technically, that's you list the things that you did, not necessarily what pushes you to do them.
Well, I do them because that's where my passion is. It's an internal drive, I guess you can say. It's something I want to do. I enjoy doing.
What motivates you?
Well, I just want to be like the Joneses. But I don't know. Like, I just do it because I want to do things. So it's like, if I'm interested in it, I'm interested in it. Like, I don't know one thing. I consider myself a jack of all trades because I like learning new things. Okay, I don't have to be a PhD in this. I can be an associate in 50 million different things because that's my interest. So like once something has piqued my interest, I'm just like, okay, we're gonna do it. And I guess it's like it's just an internal thing because there's so many things that I get interested in and I want to learn, so I'll learn about them.
You like to learn new things, is what it sounds like for you.
To
Whereas
learn new
yours sound a little
things
more
and-
like helping people.
Well, it's funny because I'm kind of the same way. Like every year I take classes in something. Like I can crochet and I want to like it's just
get
little
some
bit, like I
links.
took a class for masseuse, not because I wanted to be one,
But
but
because
I just wanted to learn how to
it's
so
just interesting.
every year I like to do something different. This year I was going to take a sewing class with some friends. Like I can do basic, but I was like, I want to make, because right now I can crochet like a bed quilt or something like that.
Yeah, no, I'm a
so I was
slow
like,
crocheter,
sewing
but-
would be a lot faster.
Yeah, I want to learn. I've been learning to sew for I don't know how long.
So yeah,
But you also golf. You didn't? Is that considered
Yeah.
exercise?
let me tell you,
you
it doesn't seem like it is,
if
but
you
if you're
carting them
carrying that
clubs
bag,
around,
yeah,
you carting
let
them
me
clubs
tell you.
around.
And you do 18 holes, that is a workout. And then when I first started, I took lessons with a friend. And it was funny because I went home that night and I texted him later and I was like, does your back hurt? Because the way you swing,
You
and so
swing.
it was like muscles I had never really used before. So it's a workout.
No,
I mean,
it was
I wouldn't
funny,
compare
like,
it to running a marathon or anything. But
When
it's
I
a good
started
little-
riding my bike back, I was riding around, and I came home, and I, like, took a bath in Epsom salt, and my mom came in and was like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Are you hurt?" It's like, everywhere.
That's funny. Go ahead with your next question.
Okay.
Oh, what motivates you?
So, trying to honor a lot of things is what motivates me to do a lot of stuff. So, like, when I was a kid, there was one time my parents had 6 kids. So, it was 3 boys, 3 girls. And when they were shopping at Costco, it took a while. And so anyway, one day I was in there, and I was so tired. My feet were hurting, and my ankles were hurting, and I'm just like, oh, my God, I want to sit down. Oh, my God, I want to sit down. And a man in a wheelchair rolled by, and I was just like, here I am. Right. Here I am praying and like, oh, this is so horrible. Right. And so as you said, you know, I have a lot of different things going for me or whatever. And so there are people that don't have those kind of things going, or even beyond that, you know, like family struggles to have, you know, provided a good life, ancestral struggles to, you know, have gone through, like I just saw the James Baldwin, I Am Not Your Negro,
I want to see that.
and seeing that and seeing what they endured and seeing the stress that they went through to get us where we are now. I mean, that would be, you know, beyond a slap in the face. It'd be like peeing on their grave to not do the absolute most and the best
Right.
you can do. So,
We are the hope and the dream of the slave.
amen to that.
All right, what's your next question?
So there's realistic people, there's pessimistic people, optimistic people, pragmatic people, you know, whatever, the list goes on.
What type of person?
Yeah, how would you categorize yourself? And you can use more than one or whatever.
I would say optimistically real. I try to go with the sunny side of things, but I'm also quite aware of what it is, you know. So I'm not going to delude myself into, you know, believing something that's just not going to occur. You know, I'm big on statistics and likelihood. Like, you know, that's why I just can't bring myself to play the lotto. Like I want to. It's just I'm like, ugh, I'm gonna be mad at that dollar later. I've played a couple times. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah. So yeah, I would say I'm optimistically real.
You can technically write off gambling losses on your taxes.
Only if you win. You can
No,
only
he said
you can
have
only
losses.
you can only write off how much you won. So if you win 200, you can write off 200 in losses, but you can't just write off your losses.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I do taxes too.
Oh, she does it all. She's a money girl.
I am. I know.
You gotta have a money person. Are you good with money too?
Yeah, I am good with money. So like I've got a really good credit score. I have a few different investments. I've got some bonds and got several different accounts but yeah, so I don't have money on me.
But I have money.
Right.
If you need to get it, I'm only
Well, more
asking.
of setting up, like I said, you know, putting a lot of stuff off for the future, and I hope I'll be alive to, you know,
Reap
reap
the
all these
benefits.
benefits. Hence, like I said, the diet and exercise thing. So,
That's why you gotta say something for your reaping right now.
Yeah, you definitely have to live right now. My grandmother always said, when you get paid, pay yourself
Pay
first.
yourself first.
Yes. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. So the first question, we got a little detour.
Am I realist, optimistic? I'm realistically optimistic. Like, I'll play the lotto, but I ain't going to gambling. Like, I'm going to Vegas in April, and I already know I'm not playing no slot machines. We did that once before. Instead of set aside the money, this is what I'm going to be comfortable with. Took out a 20. 10 of it went to food because I was like, I don't like this losing stuff. This ain't working. I was like, where the snack machine at? I don't like this losing thing. But yeah, like, you know, I'm a realistic optimist. I want to, you know, I can see good in people. I see the good in things, but I also am very aware that everything ain't what it seems and what we live in. Especially with my job. So.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, that probably keeps you real when you, because you get calls of crazy stuff, domestic violence, murders, and robberies, and all kind of stuff.
It's just like I mean, my job. I'm not unsensitive to things, but I'm like I'm more aware and more, I guess, grounded in reality of what happens and what goes on.
Okay. All right. So let me. I want to ask about your best dates, like best date that you've had or planned. If you can share those with me. You can go first, Summer. You ready?
So you just want one? Recently, well, not really recently, but a little recently.
A little.
Not like in the last month, but in the last year. We went to the High Museum. For those who don't know, the museums are free in Atlanta with the Bank of America card the first weekend of every month. So I like to go to the museum.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
So next week I can go.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you, all you have to.
Free weekends?
Yeah.
But you have to live in Fulton County for the free weekends. But this is just any
your Bank of America card, and that's the High, the Civil Rights Museum, the National History Museum, all of them.
And you work for Bank of America, so
Yeah,
of course
I do.
that's why you know.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think I did it before, but because it's been going on for years.
Okay, that's good to know.
We went to the High Museum, and then afterwards we took the shuttle from the Art Center to Atlantic Station, and we just kind of walked around and grabbed some food there. I liked it because it was, for me, I am a bit of an introvert. I know it's hard to tell here because I'm just wonderful, but like if I'm not particularly comfortable, I can be kind of quiet. And
I've not seen you quiet.
because I'm usually not. It's us. I know everyone, so, but I can be, and especially when it's like dinner and a movie where there's no real interaction or I don't really know you, I can be really quiet. So I like the activities where we kind of get out, and I'm big on exploring. I like to go places and just kind of look around. I'll do a hike if we can walk slow and like look at the trees. I like to do stuff, so I like those type of dates. Another one I would say we did a picnic in the park at Atlantic Station, and that was pretty cool.
That's
too.
nice.
Yeah.
Your favorite date?
Well, I would really have to say my favorite date was a prom date. I went to prom with a friend.
Like in high school?
In high school.
Is that, so we're talking about that's your last 20 years ago you're talking?
That was like my favorite one.
Okay.
And
I'm just making sure I'm clear. Because some people have proms as adults. Like they'll just like go to prom. So you're talking about your favorite date was prom. Okay.
because I went with a friend. Like, you know how you in high school, you got your friends, your group of people. So in high school, the group of girls went to one school, the guys went to another school. And what happened is my friend, his girlfriend's parents wouldn't let her go to prom because he was a junior, she was a sophomore or freshman or whatever. So he asked me to go. So I was like, sure, no problem, we'll go. I like to party, let's go. So I remember he like calls me and it's like, I'm coming to pick you up and everything. Okay. And he gets out, he comes to the door, and along with my white corsage to go with my white dress, he has like a dozen red roses.
Really?
Yes.
That's nice.
He has a dozen red roses. And we go outside, and he's all excited because he's like, I washed the car and everything. Now, this is a little bucket car we roll in all the time, didn't care. You know, the little Honda two-door, don't even have no seat in the back. That he was like, I washed the car and everything. And I was like, you did. And it was all nice. It was all nice and shiny and clean. And then we go to his parents' house and take pictures. His parents are like, oh. And then we go to the prom and hang out with our friends. Probably go eat. And then, like, we come back to my house, the group of us, and we're, like, outside of my house on the street, sitting on top of the cars, just talking and playing in the street at, like, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And at the time, my mother was working the morning shift at General Motors. My mom came outside to go to work. It was just like, hey, okay, bye. I'm going to work, bye. But the thing is, like, that was, me and him were just really cool. We didn't date or anything, but he was my best date. And, until he's no longer with us. Oh. But we were great friends till, he passed. And I was, I went to see him in the hospital and everything. And he was dressed up as a little nurse. He was like, wait a minute.
You went to see him dressed as a nurse?
I had like the scrubs on.
But you like to dress in different costumes and stuff anyway. Like we had I'm
looking down.
Like
me too.
Okay, we need to talk.
three.
Okay, we need to talk about this.
See, yes,
Halloween.
Dragon
I love Halloween.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about this because you showed up at the Christmas party with a little elf and a little tutu.
I have the pictures.
And a light up something. So you'd like to dress up anyway. That's just what you like to do. Okay.
That's like my personality.
That's part of your personality. I remember you were looking for a tricycle for Comic Con.
I was trying to go as Jigsaw. And it was gonna be perfect. Like I was gonna ride the little tricycle and wear the mask. And my mask, it was like a terrible storm in Florida, and I got it from Amazon. And I have Prime, so it was supposed to be 2 days. It was like 2 weeks, and it never came, and I was devastated. It completely ruined Dragon Con for me.
But you like to dress
devastated.
up.
I do.
And what's your favorite costume?
Like in general, or
just your favorite one that you
seems embarrassed.
Oh, well, I know mine.
What is it? Yes, she does seem embarrassed. Okay, is it appropriate to share? Like, what is
it? Do you have to give us the PG version?
I like to do different characters. Is that sufficient?
Yes.
If you date me, you'll date a few people.
You date different people. You're different people.
I'll be a few.
She'll be a few people.
What's yours?
So, I did Rock Lee a couple of years back for Halloween, and then I did Rick Grimes this past year. But Rock Lee,
that's your favorite.
That's the man.
I was
from
gonna do
Naruto.
Rashawn this year too. Yeah, I want to get a nice sword and work that out.
So are y'all into what is this comic? What are these characters? Who are these people? For people who don't know,
well, they're anime folks.
Okay.
Technically, okay, so Naruto's anime and manga, whatever, and then you've got Carl. I said Carl, but Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead, which is a graphic novel.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay. That's the black woman with the machete. Okay, got you. Okay, I knew who that was. And so you dress as just.
Well, I do have a costume that's like my favorite. I've worn her so much I have to retire. I've been trying to revamp her and everything. She actually started out like an Egyptian goddess, and it started from a toga party. But she started out as an Egyptian goddess, and I think like through the years she's become Medusa. So one year it was, one year I had her in the white, and as the goddess, and then when I turned her into Medusa, oh yeah, I went out for that one. I had her in the black.
What do you do with your hair?
Girl, I had my afro on.
Oh, okay.
And I had these glow in the dark snakes sticking out.
Wow. Okay.
And I had some snakes wrapped around my arm.
Y'all are pretty interesting. Okay, let's move on. All right, let's move on. You have another.
That was a DIY costume too.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. You have another question?
Sure. So, what is something, like you said, the gentleman brought you flowers, so what is something nice that you do for a man you're interested in that is, let's say, uncommon or just some type of show of love and affection?
I'm really learning my love languages. And so I'm really, my thing is, I'm a gift person. I will gift stuff and not just monetarily things. And so I think the last thing I did was I took care of somebody.
What does that mean?
No, I mean not. We're not talking about financial.
Yeah, I'm just like, what does it mean?
They were sick.
Okay.
And so
We just have to clarify.
We are like giggity giggity goo.
Right, like, what is that? 'Cause that could be a lot of things.
I took good care of him.
It could be a lot of things.
He was all healed.
Them hands. But no,
He was sick.
yeah, the last thing he was sick, so I was going over there. I brought stuff for like I tried to be, give back in the day remedies.
No, his question was like, if you see a guy that you're interested in, what kind of things do you give them to show them?
But I mean, that's a
Okay, well,
valid-ish
if you
answer,
say it's
but-
valid, keep it moving. All right, Summer,
Yeah.
what would you do? Yeah, we do have to.
I think
kinda-
I'm sort of I tend to cater to the person I'm with, so mine tend to be small but thoughtful. Like if there's something I know you like,
yeah.
I tend to keep it in the fridge. Like even if it's not something that I'm into. Like I was dating a guy and he was really into ales, and so I would always pick up and keep some at the
His
house for
favorite,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, or I'm a vegetarian, but I'll keep meat and cook it and stuff if that's what he likes. Stuff like that. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a gift giver unless it's little small things.
Yeah, like not, like it doesn't have to be
I'm
extravagant.
not buying
but
you
like,
shoes or anything.
You have to pay attention to what the person, what they like.
Well, what's yours?
So
I hear you. So you look at what they like, and you're just gonna pick something small. You're not gonna take on
Yeah.
anything huge.
Well, I mean, not initially.
So, kind of a combination of those. So between paying attention to, the woman that I'm with and, like you said, listening and figuring out what she likes, and then, kind of strategically dropping that, either like via surprise or even surprise and bad day or just because, or we had a little argument. So, and even if it was my fault or whatever, just to
That's sweet.
spoil.
Now I want to know your favorite date.
yeah,
Oh yeah. So lady I was dating joined came down with the family on a vacation, and we just walked on the beach, and it was really cool because it was at night, and so not only were the stars out like crazy, but it was like the bioluminescent algae and little creatures in the water. So whenever the waves crashed, and it was like this, this beautiful green glowing that came up, and you could see it where you step. So it's kind of like something off of Avatar. So it was just very visual and cool, and
yeah. The night
very
beach
relaxing
walks-
and awesome.
Walks.
That's
The
nice.
night beach walks.
Mm-hmm. Sound like you had a little.
So we had a discussion earlier this week on the difference between nerds and geeks. Would you classify yourself as a nerd or a geek, or either, or neither? Neither. What? How?
I mean, I'm
You
neither.
sure?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm neither. I can't remember down all the characters and all the shows, but Avatar was one of my favorite movies.
Avatar is one of my favorites
I mean,
as
I
well.
like it.
Yeah.
But I can't say, oh, this and this and this and this and this. I watch it.
You're not
It's
into
me.
comics and video games and.
Oh, no, I'm into it, but like I said, I don't have my PhD in it.
Okay.
I do it to my enjoyment. So,
Right. Got you.
Like, I do Mario Kart. I mean, I'm still on my Wii. I love my Wii. I don't care what anybody says. I still love my Wii. So, like, I love my Mario Kart, my Rock Band, my Guitar Hero. Love that. So,
Would you classify yourself as a nerd or a geek?
I'd say about 70 nerd, 30 geek. I have my fandoms that I'm pretty much into. Like anyone who knows me and Harry Potter rock tight.
I love Harry Potter too.
Yeah.
I was at Disney, and they have a little thing.
Yeah,
you can use your
I
wand
went
and
there
different
in
things happen.
January, and
Yes.
I was with the people. I told them, I was like, just give me this section. Like, and I actually had to tell them to slow me down in some of the stores. I was like, I can't. And they were like, okay, put this back, and we'll take this.
It was so much fun.
I spent so much money,
And
but
I bought
had
my
a
son
good
the little
time.
cloak, the Harry Potter cloak.
Did you?
Yes, he had the cloak and the and Harry Potter's wand. and
I
he
have
just
two
thought-
wands. I have the Elder wand, and I have Malfoy's wand. So yeah, I have, that's what I said. Like 70 nerd, but there's definitely a little geek in there. So yeah.
And you, Charles?
So I would say I'm more of a nerd than a geek. And it's just like like figuring out a different way to do regrouping. Because to the kid, let's say 33 minus 17 is the same thing as 13 minus 7. So figuring out another way, something, to help out young kids when I was working with elementary age kids. So that kind of stuff would indicate more of a nerd thing than geek thing. But again, it's same thing with the athletic side, because I could have easily gone that route. It was just like, what am I going to pick? Like, my entire life has been about, okay, there are important parts to me, and I don't want to just give up on something and totally write it off and just be like, oh, well, I'm just not going to worry about that. So it's been a balance.
Got it. All right, so we're going to get ready to wrap up. So think of your hold on, I'm trying to give the other bachelor directions. Sorry. Think of your last question that you want to ask, Charles, to these ladies, so that you can make your decision. I want to ask the audience to please go ahead and vote if you think he should choose Kelly as bachelorette number 1 or Summer, bachelorette number 2. Please go ahead and make your votes on who do you think he should choose. And Charles, think of the last question that you want to ask. And ladies, also think of your closing statements, because when he asked this question, after he asked this question, you're going to close out with why you think he should choose you. And, whatever that looks like to you. And let's see what you guys are saying on your comments here. Go ahead and vote. All right, so votes are coming in. As they come in, go ahead with your last question, Charles.
Okay, sure. Excuse me. Why would you think we would be compatible?
Who wants to go first?
You're like, that's not fun. That's not cool.
Kelly?
No fair, man. No fair, dude.
Well, I mean, it's obvious that apparently all three of us have things in common, because we're getting.
Y'all can all be friends.
I know, right? We're all getting to learn each other. Not like that.
We're like all three.
Not like that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not like
Just
that.
saying
I was
that-
saying, like, be friends. That's all I was saying. Y'all are crazy. Summer's like,
Summer
not
took
like
it-
that.
Summer took it way.
Hence that missing character.
Go ahead, Kelly. I'm sorry. Finish your answer.
Go ahead, sister.
I mean, it just seems that we have things in common. Like the traveling, the music thing. The school. I went to Georgia State too. Hey, doing it.
Me too. That's my master's.
Y'all are silly. Go ahead.
I mean, honestly,
You're both from Atlanta. I mean, you got a lot of, yeah.
I mean, shit, really, it's gonna be hard for me to choose. I'm not even finna lie. I'm like, yeah, really?
Okay.
But I mean, like I said, I think, we have a lot in common. You said your parents have been together for 50 plus years. I've never been without my parents until my father passed. My parents have been together for 30 plus years. So I've seen the ups and the downs, and like I know how to deal with that because I've dealt with it. I know it just doesn't come overnight. You have to
Work for it.
and it takes work. I mean, I'm assuming that you were working for that in your first marriage and it didn't work, and that you're ready to work on it now, and it's be 30, 50 plus years. I mean, honestly, that's what I'm ready for too.
Okay. And Summer, you pretty much asked my final thoughts question, so that's what they're doing now.
I'm sorry to hear about your dad. That was the same thing with mine. My parents were together until my dad passed away. They were together, I'd say, I know of, because I was about 17 when he passed, so at least 18 years. as far as compatibility, I don't feel like, we necessarily know each other well enough to say if we're compatible or not. But I would say what I'm looking for is someone to build a life with, someone who's looking for a partner and similar and joint goals. So, I think it really just kind of depends on what you're looking for. And, of course, attraction and all of that matters too. But I would say, follow your heart and such.
That's the answer you gave.
I know, right?
Is it?
Yes.
Pretty darn.
Pretty was just like, I want you to be happy, so
Yeah,
choose
right.
what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Choose what you want.
Yeah, it's all about
Regardless of what's going on.
All right, let me read some of the answers. Let's get back to the answers here. Okay, so y'all are chiming in with who you think he should choose. Kelly Bebop says Summer. Ontario says Summer. Roberto says Summer. Christiana Carr, Summer. Darnell says Shawty in the middle, but there's two of them. So I don't know who's in the middle. Tiffany Allen says Summer. Lamar says Summer, Summer, Summer. Brandon says Summer. Erica said LOL, but I don't know who you laughing about, Erica. Tara says Summer. Yvette says stupid. No one is in the middle, Darnell. Marsha said neither of them know. Oh, why they should choose. Well, I think Kelly gave why she think he should choose, and Summer just said go with your heart. Tiffany. Okay, wait. Okay, back to the answers. Janelle says Summer. All right, let me get back to your answers. I don't know what we're saying. Y'all are they were kind of Arlene says I have some coaching opportunities. Yeah, here
for us.
Yeah, but this is for Arlene she's also a matchmaker. That's why she's saying that. Yes, but this is just for them to choose who they want to go on a date. Denise says Summer. All right, Lamar, Summer. Okay, I think we're pretty much we got the answers here. I'm not reading anymore. Yeah, I am skipping the weird comments, Yvette, because y'all are saying some crazy things. So I'm just gonna keep skipping them. Eric says summer wins. It is not even spring. All right, I think that's right. So the audience has chosen summer.
Ooh.
Again, I understand the audience really chooses based off who has. He is. Can you help him? Hold on a second. I'm gonna get my producer to contact Daniel because he's lost. So he's gonna text you his number and then you can. He's by CAU. Okay, which is where we went to school, Clark Atlanta University. That's where we both went for undergrad. The audience I think they pretty much choose people who are in alignment. And I understand why they chose Summer. In fact, when I asked Summer to come on the show, I knew that she would have a lot in common with you. Just knowing what I know about her, knowing what I know about you. I think it's hard to find people who understand you when you're very intellectual. Like, it's hard to find somebody on that same level. And she's like that intellectually, but she's also creative. Like, she reads like you read and write, so y'all both share that math and science, but also a love of words. Comic cons, I can see y'all dressing up together, He just texted. Oh, you got it. Okay. Comic Con, I can see y'all dressing up together, going totally nerding out, geeking out, whatever you call it. So I get it. Also, what I know about Summer is, because she does come from a traditional home, she's gonna want to create that, get married, have children. I know you want that too. Also important for her is, having that church background, which you have. So she wants that. She goes to church. Christianity is important to her. She wants to raise a family, in the church. I know that's important to you too. So I get why the audience chose Summer. Totally get it. I think Kelly is opposite. And I think that's good too sometimes because she will bring out, if you're stuck in your head, coming up with something else, she's going to be like, let's just go do something else. Like, let's just get your mind off of that. And sometimes you need that distraction too, so that you won't get so bogged down. You seem to be like, you have your hands in a lot of different things. And I think Kelly she could help you to kind of narrow that down, or, get your mind out of it. But I guess I do, like I said, I understand why the audience, chose Summer. I think y'all have a lot in common. And it is actually, it's all up to you. It's, what's your choice. And this is not for you to get married. This is not for you, who you're going to spend the rest of your life with. This is just to go on a date. So the bottom line is, Charles, who do you choose? Who gets the date?
All right, so gonna go with Summer.
You're gonna go with Summer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why'd you choose Summer?
So beyond what was said, little interjections and seeing her open up or not be as nervous as she was, or uncomfortable or shy as she was in the beginning. And then, like I said, little interjections were cool. So yeah, that. I mean, there's plenty of other. I mean, they already talked about it, and so I don't want to waste time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Kelly's awesome too, and she's
awesome, and she's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think her personality is, your personality is like mine. Like I will. People can tell if I'm not in a good mood because I'm always this way, and if I'm not this way, something's wrong. So I'm just like you, and I totally relate to a lot of the things you were saying. I think you definitely. Family is important to you. How you grew up, that's important. You want to emulate that, and who knows, maybe y'all will be friends. But I think that's a good choice. So thank you. We're going to be switching out from our Bachelor Charles to our Bachelorette Wanda. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuned in to the very best. It's yours truly, Jazzy Fizzle, Fizzle, Fizzle. And this is In-State Radio, man. Tune in, baby. Oh, boy.
No, I don't do this too often. I pulled up and rolled up and smoked up until I was coughing. Them bitches and niggas was gawking as fresh as I was. I killed the game. I put them in coffins. My green be strong like Leroy. My chick got ass like Toy. I pulled up in something with tons of the muscles. My engine be taking them steroids. Police thinking I'm a D-boy. They asking how I get them keys, boy. They thinking I'm moving them keys, boy. I'm like, no, I just rolled up my sleeve, boy. They went to work, building my bank, leveling up. It's all in the game. Like Mortal Kombat was climbing them ladders and kicking them asses to bosses. Came and showed me respect. I'm here for the check. They say play your cards. I'm here with the deck. So pick any game and tell me the rules and give me a win. I bet I'm the best. Don't need your lessons. I'm good with the basics. Play on all mat and don't know who I'm facing. Skipping the practice, go right to the game. Cause success is in heaven, no rehabilitation. I'm leveling up. I'm leveling up. I'm leveling up. Round two, they yelling finish him. All y'all rappers sound like synonyms. All y'all rappers trying to battle bars. Better throw that shit up like it's cinnamon. Come and get a nigga, then again I bring it to you, tell me where you live. I'm having lunch on Ponce de Leon. I deal with you crumbs when I'm through with this. Thanking God for my newest bitch. My bigger pockets and my hooligans. You niggas say what you gon' do to him. We yelling back like Nike, do it then. You niggas wouldn't jump a checker piece on a checkerboard. Wearing checker snitch at the checker store. Better check my heat. When approaching me, you better check me. I'm leveling up. I'm leveling up. I'm leveling up.
The biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. We're listening to Instinct Radio.
Wait, we need one more mic. We need one mic.
Wait, no, don't be shy. Go ahead.
Hello, welcome back, y'all. So we have our Bachelorette, Miss Wanda Fields, and if you were watching us 2 weeks ago, then you saw Wanda was the audience's choice 2 weeks ago, and I don't remember the Bachelor, but he chose somebody else. So we have her back, and she has 3 bachelors tonight. Can y'all see yourselves? Sit up a little bit, Chris. All right, so I'm going to have Wanda introduce herself, and then I want each of you to introduce yourselves, and then we're going to get started. She's got a list of questions. She is a program manager by trade, so she has her questions typed out and ready. So this is going to be good. All right, so Wanda, if you could introduce yourself, and then I'll have the gentlemen introduce themselves.
Okay, my name is Wanda. Oh, that's right. My name is Wanda Fields. As Shay said, I'm a program manager, a consultant. I have 2 daughters, 16 and 21, one in college, one in high school. From Mississippi originally. I'm a Leo. I heard you both say you were Leos.
Oh, you're both Leos.
Yes.
And you?
Aries.
Fire. Too much fire over here.
Let's see. What else?
That's a good information. All right. We can start with you, Daniel, and then we'll go around.
I think it's on.
Is he on, Jack? All right.
Hello. Okay. My name is Daniel Streeter. I'm a program robotics for a steel manufacturing company here in Atlanta.
You program robotics?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and laser programming. And I have 3 children. I have a 9-year-old daughter, a 14-year-old son, and a 23-year-old son. Divorced, and I guess that's it. I've been in Atlanta since '98. From South Carolina by way of Jersey.
Nice. Thank you for coming. Oh, no, this is your second time on.
Yeah, it's my second time.
All right.
Yeah, it's my second time.
Okay. All right.
So, my name is Anodio Day Iwarie, but everybody calls me Ono because they can't say my full name.
Who can say that? Can you say that?
I mean, it's not like, come on.
There's one syllable that I can't say it again.
Anodio Day.
Anodio Day.
Day. Anodio Day.
Anodio Day.
Iwarie.
Iwarie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anodio
Ono.
Day.
Everybody calls me Ono. So, God, what are we supposed to say again?
Tell us about yourself.
I'm 42. I'm a Leo. No, I'm not 42. I'm 43. Leo.
He didn't know how old he is.
Yeah, I forget. Leo, I'm from divorced. I have 2 children. My daughter is 14. My son will be turning 20 in about a week or a week and a half. From upstate New York, Albany, New York. I'm by trade. I'm a social worker by trade. I currently work at the Morehouse Counseling Center, and I also do contract work with working for DFACS, working with children going through trauma, in DFACS custody due to traumatic situations. So,
okay.
I think that's everything, right?
Yeah. All right. Chris.
I'm Chris Reed. I'm a restaurant manager and chef by trade. I am a full-time student, finishing my degree in culinary arts management. I think I'm the only one with no kids. And I'm 48 years old, and I'm the oldest of 4 younger siblings. 4 with me being the oldest.
You never wanted kids?
Yes. That's a
No, but if you met a woman who wanted children, would you have them?
Heck yeah.
Okay.
I'm shooting 2 for 1. I want twins.
You want twins? If you met a woman who didn't want any children, if she was done, would you be okay?
If God says that's my plan,
then that's what you would.
That's what I'm going with.
Okay. All right.
I'm believing that, He's guiding me in a place that I can't control. So if He says this is the woman for you, regardless of children, I have to.
You'd be open to it. Okay. Do you want more children?
No.
Do you want more children?
I can.
You can, but do you want them?
It depends on her. It depends on her if she wants it.
Okay.
If she wanted, I still would. Yeah, I would.
Do you want more children?
No.
Make sure you use your mind.
I wouldn't want
no more kids.
So if she says no, then you say no.
Whatever the right answer is. What's the right answer?
No.
All right. Well, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Wanda. She has her list ready.
How dare us?
So let's get. Okay. Did y'all hear Daniel? Daniel, if you could just introduce yourself one more time.
I'm sorry.
Who is Eddie? Ren says Eddie needs to speak up, but nobody's name is Eddie.
Eddie.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Daniel Streeter. I'm 47. I program robotics for a steel manufacturing company here in Atlanta. I have 3 children, 9, 14, and 23, and divorced. And I've been in Atlanta since '98. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Wanda.
Okay, so we need to get some of the shallow things out of the way.
Oh boy,
So,
here we go.
So I'm about like most men. I'm physical, so I like for each man to stand up so I can take a look at you.
Ooh.
Front and back, please.
Okay.
So we're on slave auction. Gotcha. Okay.
Not scared.
Oh, Chris said he ain't scared. He ain't
Oh,
worried
no,
about
I'm-
it. All right,
I'm
this is
proud of
Chris. We've never had this question, Wanda, and she wants you to turn around.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, Chris. Thank you. We've never had that question, Wanda.
I feel like a piece of meat right now.
That's how women feel.
Oh, don't say he
That's
feels
all
like a
right.
piece of meat.
That's
That's
all
oh no.
Okay.
You need a shoe size. Try to look at
You know, shoe size is good.
Oh boy.
I'm size 11 and a half.
All right.
11 and a
14,
half,
size
14.
14, but
And this is Mr. Daniel. All right.
Shallow moment.
Well, are you gonna stand up too, Wanda? Show them you.
Yeah. I saw you walking.
Yes.
Well, you got to.
here.
oh no, you come around. Let me move out of the way.
You're right. This is Wanda.
That's one of y'all.
All right.
Yeah, what you said.
All right, Wanda.
Okay.
Okay, so we got that out the way.
Thank you. That was my shallow moment. Okay, so here's my first question. Name something about you that I would never think to ask. Here's mine. I'm a twin. You would never think to ask.
I never knew that.
I'm the oldest by a minute.
Are y'all identical?
Fraternal.
Okay. You're a twin.
Yeah.
No, fraternal.
Fraternal.
All right. Okay. Chris, what's something she would never think to ask that you want to share about you?
That I want to share?
Yeah.
That's I'm very different. I'm very non-traditional. I can fit the role, but I have a very creative side that allows me to be open.
You're very creative?
Yes.
In what way?
Multiple body piercings, multiple tattoos.
Body piercings? Like where?
My ears.
That's it?
There are 6 others, but we won't discuss those.
6 others?
Yes.
That's interesting, Wanda. So you're just very creative and artsy. You're artsy.
Yes. Even though traditionally my first major in college was nursing.
Okay, that's cool.
I wanted to be a helper. I'm also a certified massage therapist. So I was doing a helping thing, but it turned into cooking because that's where my passion came from.
Got it. Oh, no.
I mean, I would say, give me a question again. Don't mind me.
So, tell me something about yourself that I would never think to ask.
I mean, really, I guess the biggest thing would be I am like an introvert, a huge introvert, and no one believes that. No one, like when I tell people that, they're like, yeah, right. And it's not until people really, really get to know me that they actually realize, like, oh my God, you are a huge introvert. But because I come off like an extrovert, I joke, I laugh, I'm out, like being seen, but nah, yeah.
Okay. I used to direct porn.
Porn?
Yeah, I used to.
Pornography?
No, I just playing.
Oh.
I just playing.
I was like, oh, that's cool. How'd you get into that?
What?
But I wasn't even phased though. Like I was believing.
Yeah, because you were into that. Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I mean,
No, you were just joking. You were just joking.
Yeah, I was just joking. I can ride a unicycle. I don't know. I think that's.
Can you ride a unicycle?
Yes, I'm very good at it.
How did you get into that?
Where I grew up in New Jersey, we went to see Ringling Brothers, and the basketball players came out on unicycles, and everybody in the projects went and got one for Christmas.
So you can ride a unicycle?
Yeah, I can actually ride it. My kids think I was practicing for the circus, but yeah. But I mean, that's just off the top of my head what I can do. But yeah, that's the other thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's like real cool.
And he has a sense of humor.
All right, so the next question is, what type of relationship do you have with your mother? If she's not here, then what you had with her when she was alive.
That's my road dog. a lot of what I do in life is dedicated to her. She's a 3-time cancer survivor, so there's no excuse I could ever give to not achieve any goal based on what she has done. She achieved a lot, and my goal was to be there for her, to make sure she was cool, and she still gets on me to this day. She's like, you know, do you, but just know. So that's my thing. I'm my dog.
Like, it's hard for me to even, but my mom is like, she's my rock. She's very, it's weird because like we have a very, like, I would do anything for my mom. Like, if you look at my mom cross-eyed, I might like cut you. Like, I'm very overprotective of the women in my family, to the point where it's like I'm overprotective of the women in my family. But, you know, we spend time together. My mother was actually a social worker as well, and we actually do contract work together. So
You're in business together?
No. We basically work for the same contracting agency. So, like, there's times where, you know, she'll call me up, you know, but I'm a licensed therapist, but she's not a therapist. She's like a classical social worker. So she'll call me up like, okay, how do I write this up clinically, or how do I do it? Or the one that kills me is she'll call me up, hey, I need you to do a home visit with me. And I'm like, look, it's Saturday. I only get 2 Saturdays a month. And you know, I'm like, I'm going to give up my entire day, but I'm going to do it anyways. Like, I'm going to be upset about it, whatever, but she's going to ask me to do it, and I'll complain, and I'm going to do it just because she's my mom. Anybody else, I tell them where to go. But, yeah. So.
My mom is someone like my best friend. You know, she always had my back. I retired her about 8 years ago, and she's just always been my cheerleader.
You retired her?
Yes.
What does that mean?
At the time, I have a business also with Legal Shield. I'm an independent associate with them, and so with the income from that, I needed her to watch the children when I was married, and she shut everything down in South Carolina, moved up here, and took care of her from that point on.
Easy answers. Okay, so what did you get her for Valentine's Day? You first.
What did I get her this year? My mom likes scratch-offs. Anything else would be just a waste of money. My mom, like, you could have bought scratch-offs, so I give her like $100 worth of scratch-off, and mom is at the counter all day.
That's what she loves.
She don't want any candy. That's scratch-offs and a carton of cigarettes, and she good. She's straight.
Oh, no.
I don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
Okay. And she doesn't either? Or just you don't?
She does. I mean, her husband hooked her up.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't do Valentine's Day.
And why?
Because all right, you want me to get like all okay. I feel like it's not. First off, to me, it's not a real holiday. It's a holiday that's promoted in order to sell items, et cetera, et cetera. You know, it goes back to Saint Valentine's, which is a whole another story, you know, especially with the Catholic Church and colonialism and our relationship as Africans with colonialism, et cetera. So, I mean, I'm not going to get that, like, you know, we don't want to go there. But so there's political reasons why I don't celebrate certain holidays. That's when I don't celebrate for that reason. But the other reason is, to me, I think it's ridiculous that we need a special day to tell somebody we love them. Like, you should show them every single day in your actions. Like, everything you do in your interactions with them should express how you feel about them. I don't need Hallmark, or what is that Hallmark, the card people? Yeah, I don't need the card people to tell me, oh, today's the day that you tell this person you love them, and today's the day you tell. I don't need that. I tell the people in my life, they know by my actions and, you know, everything that I do for them throughout the year, that, you know, how I feel about them.
So before you answer, you said there are other holidays you don't celebrate, right?
Right.
Which ones are those?
So I don't do 4th of July. I could not care less if. But I don't do 4th of July because on July 5th, black people are still picking cotton. Okay, so I don't do 4th of July at all. Thanksgiving, I don't do Thanksgiving. With a caveat, I will, because I have kids, I will do the Thanksgiving dinner, and it makes my mother happy, so I'll go and do Thanksgiving dinner. But as a holiday, I don't really celebrate it because it's the story behind Thanksgiving. It really has to do with the massacre of the Native Americans. Particularly, like, what they don't tell you about that story is it happened 3 years in a row, and the Native Americans each time bailed out the settlers, and then the next year the settlers invaded their land and killed off their people. But because they're forgiving, they forgave them, and then following, there's just so much history behind it that it's really, to me, that day should be like the Native American Holocaust, remembrance. So
I was
yeah,
just
I
thinking over
overthink
deep
stuff.
fried turkey. when you
Me too.
Lemon pepper. Yeah.
And dressing with cranberry sauce.
The food is good. The food is
While he
good.
was saying that, I'm like,
Yeah.
I had some deep fried turkey. the other
Now, if you cook the food, I'm gonna eat the food.
He gonna eat the food,
I'ma
but you
eat
just
the
talking about the
food.
meaning behind it.
Right.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Actually, nothing. My mother and I had a discussion early Valentine's morning. She knew I had midterms, so she said, "You focus on that and worry about me later."
Okay. All right. So then, my next question is, what qualities or values are important to you in your ideal relationship?
Okay. Intellect. Like I have to be able to. I intellectualize things a lot. I talk to people a lot, so I have to be able to hold a conversation. So like,
Y'all make sure y'all put the mic up to your.
can you hear me? Can you hear me? Like, check 1 2 1 2.
Okay.
Okay. But basically, I have to be able to engage someone in conversation. So they could be super fine, but I don't care how fine you are if I can't talk to you, because what are we gonna do? After an hour passes, you know what I'm saying? Like, we still got to do something later. So I need, so that's one. And then sense of humor. Like, if you can't, because I joke all the time, and I even like do deadpan jokes. So like, I joke, but I'm not like smiling and laughing. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a dry sense of humor. So people won't realize I'm playing unless they have a good sense of humor. So like, I'm like, oh yeah, this guy came in, I told him I was gonna kill him. I'm not literally gonna kill him. I'm joking. I need somebody that knows that. Like, yeah, like, laugh. It's cool.
That's the Leo. In
That's
you.
a Leo.
I'm a comedian too.
Oh, that's when you were saying Leos are funny. Yes. Okay.
Leos are hilarious.
But
We're the funniest
my
people of
Leo
all
friends are
signs.
not. My Leo friends are not funny. I
They're
told
funny.
you-
You probably just don't have a well-developed sense of humor because you're not
No,
a
they're
Leo.
not funny. Only Leos. Only Leos think y'all are funny. Go ahead.
This is true.
My oldest brother, dad, uncle, all of them are Leos. They're not.
They're great men.
They're 30 cents worth from a quarter.
That might be true too.
Affection, attention, and conversation. That's very important. I like to laugh. We can talk serious about anything, but I'm going to laugh. And just being attentive is very important to me. Being consistent, and I'm very affectionate, so those are very good qualities to me. And have all your teeth.
Have already.
Yeah, I understand the back wisdoms, but
Chris.
Well, am I checking
I
my
think
teeth right
all
now?
the things that the other two gentlemen mentioned, but you need balance. You can't be all one and done. You can't be all affectionate. You can't be all serious. You can't be all comedic. It has to be balanced across the board. Communication, my number one thing, say what you mean and mean what you say. Don't say something because you think it's what I want to hear. Don't say it because you think it's the appropriate thing to say. Be honest. If I'm farting up, say it. Be brutally honest, because my filter has some very large holes in it. So you're going to get the honest truth from me. So I expect that in return.
Wait, quick question. Can we not
His
curse?
mic wasn't on.
We can't
No.
curse?
Yeah,
Okay.
his mic wasn't on.
Oh,
I'm
So,
glad you told me that.
but Wanda heard you, so keep going. Because I know we don't have a lot.
yes.
Okay. So I didn't plug my social club, Real Divas Read. Hey, Divas. So my next question is, do you read? And if so, what was the last book that you read? I love to read.
The last book that I completed was The Art of War, but I'm currently reading The Slight Edge by Joel Olson.
that's good.
Oh, no?
Okay, so I always read like multiple books at the same time. So right now I'm reading Fool Me Once, which is it's a mystery novel. I'm also in the middle of what is the name of this? I just went blank. Oh my god, I just went blank. Walter Mosley. Not the Easy Raleigh series, but the other one.
Well, you'll think about it.
Yeah, and then the last book is you see, you go for my mic.
No.
Oh, because you reached. I was like,
No.
okay. And then the last book is actually it's a cognitive behavioral therapy book, which basically gives you interventions to use when doing a CPT, which is a form of therapy. So those are the books I'm reading right now.
Okay. How to Get Rich While You Sleep. It's about learning and understanding the subconscious and your creative mind and how it works, and that's what I'm learning right now.
Cool, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next question is, are you more skilled in the kitchen, cooking, or in the garage fixing things?
Both. Like I said, by trade, I'm a chef. But for me, I was blessed enough that my grandfather taught vocational education in the city of Atlanta. So I was forced at a young age to learn how to use a tape measure, a handsaw. You know, there were not power tools. You learned how to chart. You learned how to change spark plugs, the whole nine.
So you can do it all.
Yes. Matter of fact, when I was married, we would get yard of the month every month because.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Because my yard was meticulous.
Oh, got it.
The garage. Definitely the garage.
You can't cook?
I cannot cook.
Oh, no.
I can order in
That's
like a mug.
Yeah.
I'm a champ with it.
Uber Eats.
Yes.
Daniel.
The garage, but you won't starve. I'll tell you that.
So you can't cook either?
No, I can cook. I said you won't starve. So I can make you something. I'm not making Thanksgiving dinner, but yeah.
She from Mississippi. She can throw down.
Oh, then we good. Oh, wait. We good.
Yeah.
When you
Right?
come back from the grocery store, I tune the car.
Right? Can't you throw down one day?
Oh, I can throw down, but I do like my man to cook for me too.
Well, he's a chef.
Spaghetti.
So if you really want somebody to cook, then
I'm about to go to his house.
Spaghetti?
But Daniel said you won't starve.
Yeah, I won't starve.
And he's gonna order out for you, so it's, you're not gonna starve either way.
I make the world's best spaghetti though. That's my one dish.
Spaghetti's my thing too. I love spaghetti.
I will kill it. Like,
I'm murdering the microwave. Murder.
Yo, that ramen noodles is a
with the seasoning.
Yeah, what you know about the powder?
So then the next question is, what is your favorite way to spend a Saturday?
Traditionally, I'm at work, but when I do get off, I will call a couple of my partners and we will smoke a cigar and sip on some scotch and have conversation to decompress from the week.
You work every Saturday?
Traditionally, yes. Just the nature of the beast of being in the restaurant business. But when I do get time off, I will do other things. You know.
What day are you off?
Class days, Monday and Thursday.
So you would have it off today because you had class. Okay.
Yes, but I do find time for my leisure. I make time for that. You know, I make sure I find enough time in my day for adequate sleep, exercise, and the whole nine. I've found balance. It's just at the non-traditional times.
So for me, 50% of the month I have half the month I have my daughter, right? So she stays with me 1 week on, 1 week off. So every other Saturday I'm spending time with my daughter. So that's usually I'm going to the mall, I'm driving all her friends around, I'm
Because she's a teenager.
She's a teenager, and I'm hoping I survive the process. You know, I understand that, you know, like teenage girls are very, like, you need to have, they take a lot. So, you know, I'm kind of like, I've become like the taxi dad for the whole crew. So I'm always doing the volleyball practice, the cheerleading practice, you know, I go to all those things. As a matter of fact, Saturday morning, getting up in the morning, we're driving to volleyball tournament in Alabama. So half of the month. Okay. No, I need undivided attention.
Right.
You know. So, all right. So half the. So 2 Saturdays out of the month, I'm spending time with her. The other two Saturdays, I'm usually hanging out with my friends. I do movies a lot. Like, it's like really, I plan on, you know, doing like movie blogging, because I mean like I see advanced screenings. I'm friends with movie critics. When I say I like movies, I don't think it doesn't state how much, you know, like I pretty much see everything that's out and critique it with professionals in the field, and it's I enjoy movies.
Oh, awesome. get my kids every other weekend, and most of the time, when those Saturdays, I will probably be flea markets or boutiquing. Just I like treasure hunting, so just finding what Atlanta has. Just going all over the place, finding little side spots, little pizza pot spots. Yeah, that's what I like doing.
What do you like to do on Saturday, Wanda?
I like to attend 5K races and get my steps up on my Fitbit. So
Every
that was
Saturday?
almost every other Saturday. I try to do something. So like last week, I tried to improve my step count and did 20K, and that was my next question actually, which is, what do you do physically? Because I know a lot of guys work out, and maybe you're not so used to women, but I've gotten accustomed to this thing, and I really like it. So when I was telling my coworkers about the show, they said, ask who has a Fitbit, because I love my Fitbit. So what do you guys do for activities?
And how often do you work out?
5-7 days a week.
Every day.
That's all right.
What do you do?
I have my steps
CrossFit.
to show.
You
I
do
go
CrossFit?
CrossFit maybe once or twice a week.
That's good.
Oh, no.
Right now, I don't do much of working out. So pretty much, some people love working out. I'm one of those people, I work out out of necessity. I hate working out. Like I really dislike it. So what tends to happen, but I'm the type of person that when I do something, then I go extreme. So I go from like not working out, and then I get to the point where I'm like, okay, I need to lose some weight. And then I'll do like P90X or something, and then I'll just start doing stuff like that. So usually when I do, I used to maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, I did martial arts. So I did Taekwondo. So made it up to. I mean, are you familiar with the belts? I've made up to the brown belt, which is like one step away
Before
from
black.
Right, exactly.
Well, I know of them through business, not that I know of them that way.
Oh, you're a black belt.
Yeah, green
with
belt,
project
black belt
management.
with corporations, not
Taekwondo. What do you do for fitness?
I work out about 3-4 days a week. I do run. Ironically, I went from 290 and I'm down now to 218.
Oh, look at you.
I said if I'm going to get married, I better get sexy again.
Amen. All right, y'all, audience, I want you to go ahead and start voting. I said the wrong name. Wanda's going to ask a couple more questions, but bachelor number 1 is Chris. Bachelor number 2 is Ono. Bachelor number 3 is Daniel. Who do you think Wanda should choose? Go ahead, Wanda. Okay. And when she finishes this question, you all be thinking of why she should choose you.
Okay, so what is a deal breaker for you in dating?
What is a deal breaker? Good question.
Actually, I'll jump in this one real quick. Ironically, I smoke cigars, but smoking cigarettes is an absolute deal killer. If you smoke cigars, that's a difference. But other than that, it's just poor communication skills. That'll kill everything. Right. Everything else can be worked out through proper communication, but definite smoking cigarettes and poor communication, automatic kick rocks.
So I don't know much about cigars. What's the difference? You can smoke cigars but not cigarettes.
It's a big difference.
You don't inhale. For me, it's a relaxation thing. I could actually talk on this for several hours.
Are you a connoisseur?
Yes.
Cigar? Okay.
I've actually been smoking for about 30 years.
Oh, so you're like, for real.
I started with my grandfather and my great-grandfather. They were both from Barbados. So when I turned 18...
your grandfather's from Barbados?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I actually still have the last cigar he ever smoked. And he lived to be 101. So when I go to my grandparents' house, I'll pull out the ashtray and put it on the back deck, and we'll smoke.
You and your granddaddy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. I'm so I'm all in my feels. I'm sorry. Oh, no.
I would say probably my okay. So what are our deal breakers? I can't stand selfishness or materialism, especially I don't like materialistic people. Like I won't say I don't like them. They just probably wouldn't be a good match for me in my personal life or on Earth. You know, but no.
What people?
No, materialistic people.
Oh, okay, materialistic
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Okay,
I
that's
just
a
I
deal
don't
breaker.
like superficial materialism. Like you
That
know,
wouldn't
like
work.
that's like we probably nah. Yeah, that's a deal breaker.
Daniel?
No sense of humor, bad communication skills, and always talking about themselves. That's and ugly feet.
Do you have a foot fetish? Do you
No.
have a foot? Okay.
I just know.
You want you to keep your.
Yes, I don't. Yeah, I don't want the knuckle part. You know?
Oh Lord!
All
All right, so y'all are chiming in on your votes. Okay, I'm gonna start reading your votes. When I finish reading, then y'all do your why should she choose you. All right, so let me get to the. I'm not gonna read y'all crazy comments. I'm telling you right now, I'm not doing it. Don't look at it because they're crazy. All right, so they said. All right, so they said. Nikki Williams said Daniel. Janelle said CrossFit wins. That's Daniel. I'm not reading that. Y'all are crazy.
It's true.
I'm not reading what y'all are crazy. All right. I can't. Daniel. Janelle. Davaria said orange blazer. Daniel. Trisha says Daniel. Janelle said 3. Monique said Daniel. Ayana said Daniel. Denise said Daniel. Kiki says Kiki. Roberto says you're going to choose Daniel. Natalie Harden says Chris is good people. Chris. Marcus says all 3. Davaria says
all 3.
Davaria says I also like Bachelor number 1. He seems very traditional and family oriented. Daron says none of them. She should date me. I want to be on the next show. All right. Alicia says Daniel. Marcia says DA to the NIEL. Throws pom-poms to the screen. All right. Daniel. Denise says Daniel. Nikki says Daniel. Eric says number 3 seems nervous. That's Daniel.
Oh, not me.
He said he's not nervous at all. Denise says Daniel. Valencia says Daniel. Darnell says Daniel. Johnson says Wanda picked Lakeisha Johnson says Wanda picked orange blazer. That's Daniel. B Max says Daniel. Natalie says Chris. And B Max says Chris seems more grounded. Marcus says Daniel. All right, so I think the audience has chosen Daniel. You know that doesn't matter. It's really up to you who you choose. So really quickly, because the next show is coming on, if y'all can give me like why should she choose you really quickly?
Like
really quickly. Why should she choose you? And then she's going to make her choice. Really quickly. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh.
Why should she choose you?
Actually, I'm not going to say you should choose me. You choose whoever is best fitted for you because you know. You're the one sitting in that seat. You can only be the one that make that decision. I'm not going to try and sell you on me. Go with who you choose.
I don't know why. Like you just like totally stole my answer. But it really is who you feel the best connection with, who you feel is the best, you know, who you're going to enjoy the company with, who's a better fit for you, similar interests, whatever. That's who you pick. So I'm not going to be like, pick me if I don't, you know, if you don't think that I'm the right one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think you should pick me because they voted. I mean, they said it. And they say
the Donald Trump of dating.
We'll talk later. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I would love to go out with you and get to know more about you. And seem like someone I would love to know more about, I guess. Okay? All right.
Honestly, I understand why the audience I think really does a good job of reading people and understanding, like, you know, when they chose you, you were the audience's choice before. I think the audience does a good job of reading people and knowing who seems like they would be a better fit. I feel like, although I like all of them, they are all good guys. I like them for different reasons. I think more in line with you is Daniel, just more in line with who you are and where you're going and what you like. So I understand why they chose him. But the choice is yours, Wanda. Who do you choose? Who gets the date?
Okay, so I think all the guys are great. I love all the eye contact. I do. Thank you.
They all did well with eye
I
contact.
like that. And I think about all of my friends. And I'm like, ooh, he would be good for her. He would be good for her. But so what I think I'm going to have to do is, even though everybody is great, is just decline because I know what I'm looking for.
You're not
I
going
don't
to choose
just
anybody.
date. I don't just date to date. I'm looking to get married. So I'm looking for chemistry. I was married before for 17 years. I do better as a man's wife.
I agree with you.
And we didn't have a whole lot of time here, but I think you all are great. And I know my girlfriends are watching, and they probably all pick one of you. But don't think it's bad, please.
Nah,
Please don't.
Yeah, we're not taking it personal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the first Conversations with Cupid. She didn't choose anyone at all. So stay tuned. Next week, we're going to have our reunion show. We will have all of our couples come back and tell us how their dates went. So we'll see you next week. Conversations with Cupid. Smooches.
The biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.